Gandang panahon po mga ka-tax at ngayon po ay magbabasa tayo ng mga encouragement letter from katax.atm. Ukol po ito sa tax compliance to avoid BIR audit. Greetings! You may agree that ignorance is the most expensive lifestyle. As a parent, Katax.atm Facebook is encouraging you to participate in the Tax Compliance Awareness Campaign, or TCAC, being spearheaded by EMELINO-MAESTRO, or Katax.atm, who is a 27-year tax consultant veteran. The TCAC's purpose is to provide schools, libraries all over the Philippines with a successful tax practice roadmap, which is the Philippine Tax Code with a twist, and the basic instruction in reply to BIR letters emphasizing assessment, aka BIR-LA. Although the Philippine Tax Code can now be downloaded from the internet, it is still the most taboo and complicated topic, for not so many has the ability to understand it backward and forward. So in order to make it easier to comprehend, Katax.atm painstakingly inserted as much as possible to its 292 sections the appropriate BIR implementing rules and regulations, as well as the applicable Philippine Supreme Court's decisions, so that in case of doubt and confusion, its readers can easily consult and confer with the specific BIR's issuances. These insertions can explain the know-why and know-how of the particular section of the Philippine Tax Code, whilst that BIR-LA provides the relevant and acceptable substance, content, and context of a reply to a BIR legal notices, such as the letter of authority, letter, notice, subpoena, duces tecum, etc. Also, it guides you as well as the taxpayers, students, teachers, and others to accurately, correctly prepare an answer to the said legal notices, so that mistakes and misunderstanding which may result in sending the irrelevant and confidential statements may be avoided. As a TCAC's participant, you are being persuaded to donate to its fund. For every 2,000 peso donation, Katax.atm would also donate 7,000 peso worth of successful tax practice roadmap and a basic instruction in reply to BIR letters emphasizing assessment, aka BIR-LA, which is being sold at 2,000 and 5,000 pesos respectively, a copy. By doing so, you would also be receiving via registered mail the said 2 books. If you are so blessed in life, love, and business, a bigger donation would be viewed as a blessing, as the blessings that are shared to the next generation of workers and business people. The tabulation on the right side herein will help you determine the number of schools that you intend to benefit from your benevolent gesture. As a donor, the mailing envelope shall contain a sticker having your name, your company name, care of ATM Tax Agent Office, 30 Plaridel, Doña Aurora, Quezon City, 113. Telephone number 742-0382 as the addressor. Your donations shall be used to defray the expenses related to TCAC, such as salaries, supplies, phone charges, and reprinting of the said books. ATM would deeply appreciate if you would answer this educational empowerment call and voluntarily share this notice to other taxpayers. Thank you very much for reading the flip side message. This is the flip side message. Many ka-tax.ETM students surrender to the notion that the cost of the Bureau of Internal Revenue strength and superiority is brought by the financial statement prepared using a yardstick other than the National Internal Revenue Code. Even though the BIR is allowing and authorizing taxpayer to submit two types of audited/non-audited financial statements. One for management purposes, which can be made available to the Securities and Exchange Commission, creditor, debtor, investor, etc. And the other one as an attachment to the income tax return. For the past century, the submission of the non-BIR basis financial statement resulted to an increased tax payment. And sad to say, for the issuer, mental anguish, sleepless nights, and unbearable stress for the very reason that the BIR is capitalizing and cashing on their inferiority. Although a substantial effort had already been provided by the accounting industry to make the non-basis financial statements relevant, admissible, material, and comprehensible, they remained too difficult to understand and required an additional cost, manpower, and time to reconcile their data and information with the tax code. It is good to remember what BIR Commissioner Kim Henares wrote. With the repetition of the praise for internal revenue purposes and with the issuance of Revenue Memorandum Circular Numbers 44-2002 and 22-2004, it can be inferred, nanghuhula, that the tax code is also considering and accepting that there might be other accounting standards that may be mandated by other institutions for financial reporting standard. For example, the PFR is mandated by the SEC shall not give rise to a violation. Okay. As long as for income tax reporting, the taxpayer are abiding with the tax code. I find it so funny, huh? As long as, that's the kulatilya, for income tax reporting, the taxpayers are abiding with the tax code. And if there will be differences and conflicts in taxability of income and deductibility of expense between what is contained in the tax code and that of other standards approved and adopted by the Accounting Standard Council, the tax code shall prevail. Ay, nako, yun din pala pupuntahan, ano? In this view, you are invited to be a partner of the tax consultant community in order to substantially benefit with the information on how to be a compliant and outstanding taxpayer. Every Saturday, a tax consultant course shall be held at Sofitel PICC, while every Thursday, a tax consultant course will be held at De La Salle Campus, Makati City. Each course has a 15-session duration and is very affordable. They are designed and developed in order to avoid a criminal prosecution and public humiliation of any person, such as stockholder, employee, and consultant, as well as to legally reduce/avoid the paying of too much tax, interest, surcharge, fine, and deficiency tax assessment. Finally, ETM is willing to train and support you in order to be gainfully engaged in a new negosyo. You can choose to be a business registration, renewal, and retirement specialist, payroll master outsourcer, tax books of accounts preparer, and tax return and reports preparer. The tax would highly appreciate if you would reproduce and circulate this among your peers and co-employees, as well as refer this to the concerned authority. For details, please visit katax.etm Facebook. Salamat. Thank you for reading this. Call this person, she says. Okay? Thank you very much. Read this. This is applicable here too. Thank you.